Pope suggests that COVID vaccinations are moral obligation.
Here's a summary of the article.
NPR sites use cookies, similar tracking and storage technologies, and information about the device you use to access our sites to enhance your viewing, listening and user experience, personalize content, personalize messages from NPR's sponsors, provide social media features, and analyze NPR's traffic. This information is shared with social media, sponsorship, analytics, and other vendors or service providers. You may click on Your Choices below to learn about and use cookie management tools to limit use of cookies when you visit NPR's sites. You can adjust your cookie choices in those tools at any time. If you click Agree and Continue below, you acknowledge that your cookie choices in those tools will be respected and that you otherwise agree to the use of cookies on NPR's sites.
This post received a score of 42,000, with an upvote ratio of 81%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
My Catholic in-laws say the Pope isn't even a real Christian because he's too liberal. So he's got that going for him.
What do blasphemers do when they're too cowardly to form their own church?
We usually just sacrifice a goat or something.
So, a barbecue.
If it's goat, it's gotta be curried. I prefer the Jamaican over the Indian version, but either way is fine.
Back in 2020, regarding anti-mask protesters, the Pope said,
"Oh, papal burn. Second only to the papal cut.
I love the smell of papal napalm in the morning.
Papum.
The people from Naples get you stuck like maple with their Naples.
Sure, but what did Hannity say?
Yep, now we're gonna see which god they worship more. Their Christian God, or the Republican Party. My guess is the latter. They'll find a way to justify that every pope except for this one has been appointed by God, and this one was just a mistake."
Infallible beings can't be expected to get it right 100% of the time. Lol.
2,288 Life and physical health are precious gifts entrusted to us by God. It rejects a neo-pagan notion that tends to promote the cult of the body, to sacrifice everything for its sake, to idolize physical perfection and success at sports. By its selective preference of the strong over the weak, such a conception can lead to the perversion of human relationships. Those incur grave guilt who, by drunkenness or a love of speed, endanger their own and others' safety on the road, at sea, or in the air.
Username does not match up.
Lol, sometimes my Cath upbringing pops out.
This is what every anti-vaxxer in the world has been waiting for. Lol.
Except for the Catholic anti-vaxxers. This is going to give them an aneurysm.
Satan tells Jesus to throw himself off of the temple and that God will protect him. Satan then cites Psalm chapter 91 in an attempt to prove that Jesus should be protected by God. Jesus replies with Duet 6:16 Christians who are being reckless and expecting God to protect them are putting God to the test. Jesus is calling his followers to humble themselves, perhaps even be willing to put aside their own privileges and positions of power for the sake of serving and loving others.
Today an employee quoted scripture in a religious exemption form for testing. They refuse to be vaccinated and now want to be exempt from fucking testing because testing for a virus I show no symptoms for is blasphemy. I argue that endangering their coworkers and community is blasphemy. This sure doesn't feel like what Jesus would do.
Things that I personally don't want to do are blasphemy.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.